my feet. I reached the top and had to stop, and that's what's bothering me. I wanna be a man cub, and stroll right into town, and be just like the other men. I'm tired of walking around. Oh,
I'm finding a bunch of trucks going really slow, and that can only mean that there are probably animals in the road up ahead. There's a few hanging out right here, though, on the right. Those are greater kudu.
That rock back there,
yeah. Oh, okay, but look at that.
Now, as I head around the corner, I definitely see a black rhino coming into view here on the left-hand side. Now, black rhino, they can be 3,000 pounds and can charge at 10 to 15 miles an hour. Now, they are poached for their horns. Some say those horns are medicinal, but actually the horns are just made out of the same stuff that our fingernails are made out of, so it's a shame that they get poached for that reason. Underwater for 10 minutes at a time, and they'll stay in the water all day, and they'll come out at night to graze. He was born last month on the 26th.
Look at his mom.
He was
right
about
there.
80 pounds.
Is that his mom?
That's Mom right there, yep. Yeah, you won't see Mom. That's about as far away from Mom as you will ever see it. I mean, Mom is just really, they're very aggressive.
Yeah.
It was weeks and weeks and weeks before we even knew what sex it was, because no one could get near it enough to be able to tell. And they're born in the water, and they can't even walk. They just float around in the water for like a week. Hey, take a look here on the left.
Here are a bunch of
Some
them.
Nile crocodile. Now those Nile crocodile, they can be 16 feet long, and they can weigh 500 pounds. Now a lot of times you'll see them sitting there with their mouths open. They do that to regulate their body temperature. I think it's just creepy though, guys. I'm getting out of here. A group of crocodiles called a float. So if you're keeping track, we've already seen a float and a float. Baobab trees also have a nickname. They're called an upside down tree because they kind of do look like they're upside down. Now they do look that way because 9 months out of the year is the dry season. They go dormant and lose all their leaves. They'll store thousands of gallons of water in that big trunk. Baobab trees have been known to live for 1,000 years. African wild dogs are also called painted dogs because the spots look like they've been painted on. Now, sable antelope are the symbol of the Harambe Reserve. And they have those swept back horns. And they'll use those swept back horns in case a big cat should try to jump on their back. They can defend themselves. See these conical shaped mounds here on the left? There's also a few on the right. Those are termite mounds. If you want to know what one looks like on the inside, we actually have one that's right at Gorilla Falls at the very start, and it's cut open, and you can actually see what it's like on the inside. On the outside, they're made out of dirt and dung and termite spit. Yeah, lovely, huh? Now, eventually, they're evacuated by the termites and they dry out and become hard. And then the elephants use them to sharpen their tusks on. Corner here. Take a look at these, quite a few of these gray animals that are out in the center of the savannah. Those are wildebeest, specifically white bearded wildebeest.
I see a giraffe too.
I do too.
Now they're called the white-bearded wildebeest because they have a little white beard. I think it's more like a goatee myself. Now they are the great migrators.
Take a picture of the giraffe.
Oh, yes.
100,000 wildebeest will migrate 1,000 miles in a season.
And there's another one too, Dad.
Now wildebeest, they're the ones that you see quite often on National Geographic. bounding across the raging river, one after the other after the other. They'll do that in groups of 10,000 at a time. Yeah, coming up on those giraffe here. Now, a group of giraffe is called a tower. Now, if a tower of giraffe should decide to migrate, a migrating tower then becomes a journey of giraffe. Now, giraffe, they can be 20 feet tall. Each giraffe has a little bit different spot pattern, kind of like we have fingerprints. Now, among other things, this helps them tell each other apart over great distances. Now, these guys are a little hard to see, but I'm going to point them out anyway. If you look all the way in the back, see those little guys that are brown with a black stripe and a white belly? They look like baby antelope or something. They're actually full grown. There's one of them walking right here by the tall grass. Those are called springboks.
Where are they?
Here's that close-up giraffe picture right here, folks. I get worried when I do that because sometimes they can be very curious sometimes, and sometimes they'll just stick their head right inside the truck, which sounds like fun, but it's not near as fun as it sounds. They do have a 16-inch tongue.
Whoa.
Yeah. It's a whole lot of giraffe slobber, guys, I'm just telling you. But he looked all right. He looked like he was posing and not gonna stick his head in, so got a good photo of him. There's a whole group of elephants up here. Now these are African elephants. You know how I know that? Because we're in Africa. But even if we weren't, I would still know it because African elephants' ears are shaped like Africa. Now, a group of elephants is called a parade. Certainly a parade of elephants. They're all in the back here, all in one little group. And I think that's a baby right there. I'm gonna pull up here. We'll get a view. There's that baby elephant spot. Here comes another one out from behind the baobab tree. Now, a lot of times you'll see them flapping their ears, and now they do that because they've got blood vessels in the back of their ears, and when they flap their ears, it cools their blood, which cools their body. Elephants can cool themselves down by 15 degrees just by flapping their ears. Kind of wish I could do that. A group of flamingos called a flamboyance.
There's a girl dog.
There's a girl.
Now these are greater flamingo, a little bit lighter in color, a little bit larger than your average pink flamingo. Now they do get that entire coloring from eating brine shrimp and other small fish that contain a beta carotene that they need in their diet to give them that pink color of a greater flamingo. They get that entire coloring from what they eat.
I want to be like you. I want to walk like you, talk like you, you say it's true. And it's like me. And like to be human too. Oh, I want to be like you. I want to walk like you, talk like you, you say it's true. And it's
this little sand bucket.
I don't know where we're gonna put it.
We stupid.
We might be bucket to put ice cream in.
Oh, we have a beach at our resort. I'm gonna make a sandcastle.
She ate everything that was in that bucket.
He lies.
And look at she ate everything. Look at it. And look at it.
You trying to make me look like a hippo?
Yeah, she ate everything. Look at it, guys. Look at it. You guys see that? Evidence number 1.
It's not nice.
And then she's planning to use this bucket to buy ice cream.
No, Dole Whip. You know what a Dole Whip is? It's made of pineapple.
And she got a lot of cookies in that bag.
I do not.
Oh my god. Stop. Like I was saying, we just bought a bucket full of chicken breast, and she ate everything,
It was the kids.
and she drank everything. Look at the bottle of water. Look at everything. That was just for one person.
Are you hungry?
In 20 minutes time, we have a reservation to eat a whole
No,
big
it's 7
plate.
o'clock. We have a reservation.
But right now it's 6 o'clock.
No,
So
it's almost 4.
right now it's 6 o'clock. So maybe in an hour's time, if you eat this bucket full of chicken, will it be?
Now don't try to kid me, man cub. I made a deal with you. What I desire is man's red fire to make my dream come true. Now give me the secret, man cub. Come on, clue me what to do. Give me the power of man's red flower so I can be like you. Oh. And they like me, can lie to me, human too. Oh.